Hi, how are you?
Great.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Introduce yourself and tell us where you're working now.
Okay, my name is Jessica Kircher. I am the art director for Fusion Zone Automotive.
And what all is involved in being an art director at Fusion Zone?
A lot. I'm in charge of 9 designers. A lot of them are in LA. I have only 3 in Lakeland, so it's a lot of managing people in LA and Lakeland. So I'm in charge of everything they do. If they do something wrong, if they do something right, I'm in charge of it. I also have to design as well. I have to still push out 20 to 30 tickets a day, which is a lot. So days are very busy and long.
So what's a day in the life like?
Okay. I walk in, emails, because I write a lot of training emails to my designers, a lot of motivational emails. I like to send them at least once a week an email about their performance, what they're doing well at and what they could improve at. I like to go through all their designs and critique them. I like to send them critiques. So my morning consists of sending out my emails, reading my emails, and setting up my day. I have a to-do list. I write down all the things I want to complete in that day. I make it feasible to where when I leave, I felt like I got what I wanted to get done. I've learned to say no. A lot of people still come at you because when you're the art director, you're in charge of the entire art department. So whatever goes wrong on my sites, it's me. And so you have to learn when to say no. You have to learn how to delegate, because it's not, art director doesn't mean you do everything. You just direct and manage and lead. I love it though, I do. It's really, the whole day is never the same. It's constantly, I'll go a week without designing. And then I'll go a week where every day I'm designing. It just depends on what the situation is.
Well, you've had a lot of experience in various types of roles.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us a little bit about your experience so far.
I started as a graphic designer in a print shop. And every job I've ever had, I kind of just move into management quickly. That's just my, who I am. So I started as a graphic designer at the print shop, and then I went into managing the print shop. I did the production work, I did the designing, I ran the equipment, the bindery, I did the EDDMs, the bulk mailings, everything. And then I left there for Coca-Cola, and I was a graphic designer for them. I went on a missions trip to Africa, so there was like a space there when I didn't do anything. When I came back, I applied to Fusion Zone Automotive. That day they called me. And so I went from print to web. And it kind of like, I loved print. But now I'm like, now I love web. But I'm kind of in the middle. I don't know which one I love more. Mm-hmm. I loved printing. I loved designing and then actually printing my work. Mm-hmm. The booklets, the business cards, I cut them myself. Like being able to see your designs in your hand, it's priceless. Mm-hmm. But then also sites, the websites. I think web design's easier than print because I was actually printing, and it was difficult to actually get what you were designing out on paper correctly. Mm-hmm. So, but I've moved from print to web, and that's where I am now, is web.
So, you graduated how many years ago?
2011.
Yeah, so 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And how did your education, do you feel, prepare you for the various jobs?
Every day. It still does every day. I had to design, because when I came into Fusion Zone, they didn't have any training materials. So I ended up on my own filming like over 40 videos for the designers. I wasn't even promoted yet. I did that as a junior designer. I created the videos, and then I had to create my own Dreamweaver website, which I absolutely do not like coding. Absolutely do not like coding.
Why did you look at me when you said that?
But if it wasn't for that class, I would have been lost. I would have been in the woods. I would not have known. So it's every day. I will never forget, one of the biggest lessons I ever learned in class was visual hierarchy. That was when you taught us that, it was like, like, wow. Like I'm actually directing their eye, and I use that every day. And so I teach all of my designers the exact same way. You're directing their eye where it needs to go. You have the colors, you have the font, you have the font size. What kind of font are you using? How big's the car? I do that every day. And they all
awesome.
actually get sick of me saying visual hierarchy. 'Cause that's my word, like visual hierarchy. So, yeah.
I feel like I get sick of saying it sometimes.
I love it. That's my favorite word.
Excellent. That's good to know. So, your experience here, like you say you use it every day. What was it like when you were here? What do you feel like? What was the feeling every day at school?
The critiquing was my favorite part. It was being able to stand up in front of everybody and show my designs, and then them being just blunt with me, like no, don't do that, don't do
Was
that.
it like that? No.
It was horrible. No, no, it was good because you look at a design for hours,
Right.
and then someone points something out. It's like, wow, I didn't see that.
And you were like, that was right in front of my face.
Yeah, and
the whole
so
time.
you need designers. You need that peer audience, and that's why I tell the designers at work, I make everyone once a week do. I've started to. They're gonna watch this, and be like, no, you don't. Yes, I do. I make them do critiquing. So we show each other a banner that we did, and you're gonna critique it. I want positive reviews and improvements, not negative. Not I don't like this. We don't talk like that. It's what do you like about the banner? What do you not like about the banner? And I tell them, if you can't take critiquing, if you can't take constructive criticism, then you're in the wrong field. You need to back away because you have to have that thick skin. Because I was one of the ones in class where I would be, I love my design. And like people would be,
And
no,
if you don't, you're
I
wrong.
love it. And I still to this day, I'm still hard with taking constructive criticism. When someone, because I'm the art director, don't tell me, but I do listen. I do.
Good.
Do I take it into consideration? But I do listen. But no, I do.
At least you're honest, you know?
Yeah, I try.
I think Mr. Williams has a question for you.
Jessica, one of the things I remember as you were leaving print and going to Coca-Cola was how you prepared for that interview and that portfolio. Could you share that with us a little bit?
Yeah, I was at Minuteman Press. I was a production manager, and I was going into a print position with Coca-Cola. So I knew that I needed to take print samples. I didn't want to take a whole bunch of web design I did that wouldn't have been relevant to them. So what I did is I created a portfolio for them. It was GBC bound, and it had Coca-Cola's logo on it, and it had all like just printed pieces that I've done already in that GBC bound book. And then I designed a envelope with my logo on it. Everything had my logo on it. And it had an envelope full of just printed samples. So business cards, booklets, brochures, rack cards, So that was all in there. And then I had another rack card that listed all of the machines I've used. And then I think that's pretty much it. But everything was branded to Coca-Cola. It all had their logo on it. Everything was professionally done. And I made about 3 of those because I knew that 3 people would be interviewing me. And so I brought 3 samples to them. And they were not only impressed, but it's the fact that I took the time to do that really impressed them. I didn't just come with a resume and a portfolio to leave with, but I left them with something. And they were really impressed that I took the time to do that. I think it's my confidence, it's my go-getter personality. It's that passion inside of me that everyone feels when I go to an interview. Because interviews are so hard. I can't show everyone who I am, but I can tell you that I am the full package. I will do everything you want me to do. And that's when I sit down in an interview, I'm very strict with them. Like, listen, your values will become my values. Your mission statement is mine. When I wake up in the morning, what you believe in as a company is what I believe in. Because wherever you work, you have to adopt everything they believe in into your own, because then you're going to work for what they want you to work. You're going to see their clients like you want. They see their clients. And so when I go to an interview, they see that. They feel that passion. And I think that's what has gotten me to where I am.
Not everybody has your personality. What kind of advice would you give them if they're aspiring to be in the graphic design field, whether it be video or web or print, whatever?
They just need to become a master at it. I don't know how many hours I've learned it, but how many hours it takes to be a master at something. But they need to become a master at what they're trying to do. And yeah, even if you're a really quiet person, you still need to learn interviews. I've interviewed over 50 people now because I had to bring designers in, and I'm going to create a blog about it one day because I just can't believe how people come to interviews. That is your number one. That's if you want a job, interview. That you have to get through the door. And if you can't get through the door, then forget it. And that needs to be people's number one, is mastering interviews. They need to master that. Their resume needs to be on point. They need to come looking spectacular. They need to look better than the person interviewing them, and over that, exceed that. They need to bring a nice portfolio. They need to be proud of every piece in that portfolio. Nothing needs to be in there that, take it out. If you feel that way, take it out. And so I'd say interview is number one. If they want a job, interview. And then it's becoming a master of what you do. No slacking off, no partying every night or partying every Friday, Saturday night. It's tutorials, it's reading blogs, it's reading about where designers are. Because if you want it bad enough, you're going to get it. And if you don't want it bad enough, it'll show in your career. So it's one or the other. You have to give it your 100% or forget it. Because there was times that I didn't give it my 100%. And I saw it. I saw it in my career. I saw it in my freelance and how my freelance work went down. And then now I'm giving it my 300%, and that doesn't make any sense. But I'm giving it my all. And I'm where I am. I went from junior graphic designer, the bottom of the totem pole, to art director in 6 months. How? Because I gave it my all. I created a whole training program for my company. I did videos. I made a whole website for training. I created processes. I brought my innovative ideas to the table. So if they want to be a designer, if they want to be anything in this, they have to exceed expectations. There's many designers doing this. I had over 100 designers apply for my designer position in Lakeland. And I was thinking, wow, there's a lot of competition out there. So you have to be better than that person that just walked in the door. Even if you're shy, you have to throw that out the window. Because your shy personality, like that girl that just came in was spunky and ready to go, even though her resume or portfolio wasn't as good, I'm going to want that spunky personality that I can bring into my workplace. And she's going to bring her ideas to the table. She has a voice. She speaks.
Because you can learn skills.
Yeah, exactly. You can learn skills. I can't teach you personality. I can't. If you don't have that, you got it. You have to step up to the plate. You do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's open up the floor to some questions.
Yes, Thomas.
I'm just purely curious about when you say they need to be fast, and I've heard through the grapevine that you guys focus on speed. Like, what kind of deadlines do you guys look at?
What deadlines do we look at? As in my job, Fusion Zone Automotive?
Yeah.
Okay. It's quick. It's quick. And
Like hours?
Like, no, you need to get the tickets done. When a ticket comes in, it's a 24-hour turnaround time. And it sometimes can be a full e-blast. And I mean specials, crazy design going all in that e-blast. And so every ticket's 24-hour turnaround time. But yes, you have to get at least 20 tickets done a day. I get done at least 55. I mean, sometimes but I'm fast. I walk fast, talk fast, eat fast, design fast. You can't stop. And people I don't sleep. So, but I try to train the designers to go fast, and they tell me like, oh, quality's getting thrown out the window. It's like, well, don't let that happen. Like, I'd rather you take a long time.
Do it right.
Yeah,
at least.
because quality, I have to still keep design in design.
Because if you make a mistake, it's going to take you twice as long to fix it.
And I'm usually the one that has to fix it, so
Yeah.
I'd rather than not.
I think you've covered a lot, but is there anything else you'd like to mention? If a graphic designer out in the internetosphere is watching this video,
I would say the number one right now for what started my career is me branding myself as a designer. I wasn't just Jessica Kircher. Like, I had to put myself in that. So I created myself as JK Creative Designs, which then I changed it to Lovely Brands. But I think it's very important for a designer to brand themselves as a designer and create your own brand. Work on your own logo. Work on branding yourself. Who are you? What's your mission statement? What's your color palette? What's your fonts? How do you create a CTA button? What would you put on the web? What would you design on a flyer? Design yourself, and I think that people seeing you branding yourself, it'll show your confidence that this is who I am. I'm a designer. I think that before I branded myself, it's like, oh, I'm not a designer yet. I'm not professional. I don't have my degree. Or I haven't been doing this long enough. I'm not professional. You're professional when you say you're professional.
Right.
And I think that when you brand yourself, that's when your career will kick off. You have to start believing in yourself, working on yourself. Get that advice. Show people your brand. Show people your website. Get that advice.
Yeah.
But I think that branding yourself as a graphic designer is key. Ever since I did that, it went off from there. So,
Great advice.
Yep.
Great advice. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming in
Thank you.
and talking to us.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.